What's up, guys? This is 247. I'm Ann.
And I'm Anna. So, how was your weekend?
Pretty good, actually. Not too bad. I've had to do, a couple sports, couple orthodontist stuff. Nothing crazy.
The beginning of
School.
just life with kids.
Back to school after spring break.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I had to deal with flooding in my house, trying to put rooms back together.
yeah, I have an extra kid here because her room is completely underwater.
Yeah. I mean, it's dry now, but
Yeah.
and then we've had a lot going on with trying to finish up. We're almost a week out from Naomi's quinceañera. So, yeah, I just had a lot going on between that and all the
Yeah.
sports and everything. But my week was fine too. We had a good
Yeah.
Easter. It was fun.
It was
The weather
nice
was
weather.
awesome.
Amazing weather.
I know Dylan got super sunburnt. He's peeling from his forehead, poor guy.
Like a lobster.
Yeah, straight peeling. Like
I had like my legs out half the time. I was like trying to get tan. I got nothing.
You were just like, no, I got a little darker, but not much. It was fine. We could have used some warmer weather today. It snowed this morning again, so
Looks like the sun is out.
hopefully it melts everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're hoping for spring to actually start at some point.
Yes. Definitely ready for actual spring.
Yeah.
It's time. It's April, guys.
I agree.
Like mid-April.
Yeah, almost end of April at this point. So like I guess the biggest thing we had happen to us this week was our TikTok basically went one video that we posted, it went basically viral. It hit almost 1 million views. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's really just crazy because we're just doing it for fun. Like, this podcast is for fun. The TikToks are for fun. We're
Yeah.
just trying to do something for ourselves that we find interesting and that we find to,
Mhm.
and
And share
the
story.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, share our story of like, how we've been able to co-parent because a lot of people have a very sour relationship with
Yeah.
bonus parents, and we're trying to put out there a positive message and to let people and try to understand people because we want people to maybe not talk to us, but or like get advice from us, but like we want to relate to those people and
Yeah.
hopefully that they are able to learn a little bit from us.
Well, we also want like them to be not so close-minded.
Right.
Like co-parenting, step parenting, bonus parenting, however you guys want to phrase it, doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be a very positive thing. And so we're trying to put that into the world and the universe and just to everybody that
Yeah.
we actually have a very positive relationship.
Right. And I think it's also like social media right now influences these kids. I don't know that this is like new. The bullying and all of that
It's
is not
not.
new. It's been around forever, but like I think right now the younger generations are being targeted more because they're growing up,
Yeah.
seeing girls that have filters on, seeing guys that have filters on and they are like I think maybe they just have maybe their feelings might get a little more
Well,
they're
and
more sensitive.
bullying is now at your fingertips.
Right.
You don't have to go to school to bully someone anymore. You
Right.
just do it at home from the comfort of your own couch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true,
It's
right?
everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it anymore.
It's easy to hide behind a computer and
Yeah.
talk a bunch of crap and then
Especially
get away with it.
when you have zero idea what
the
is actually
situation.
happening.
Mhm. Yeah, so I think with our story, the point is we're trying to raise decent humans together, the four of us, because they're already targeted enough in the outside world.
Right.
And I mean, that's basically what we're trying to do. But anyway, we want to talk a little bit about our TikTok that went viral. It was a very simple TikTok. If you haven't seen it, it's on our TikTok 247 2023, isn't it?
Yeah, 247 2023.
Yeah.
And it's spelled out TWO, then the number 4, and then SEVEN 2023.
Yeah. So it was just a simple video of our daughter Naomi, just kind of from her perspective, asked her a few questions and she pointed to whoever was fit the role better, right? Between the both of us. But it actually like I didn't expect it to go as viral as it did.
Yeah, I mean, most of our other videos, I think like the biggest one was like 1,200 or something, like prior to that video being posted. And the other ones were like 200.
Now they're like
500.
8,000, 10,000 views.
Yeah,
Like
they're growing a lot
a lot
after that one video.
hmm Yeah, and the guys did a similar one with our other daughter Zoe, and theirs went pretty. It was like 350,000 views or something like that. So theirs was pretty up there as
Yeah.
well, but ours went like,
I think we're almost at 1,000,000.
yep, just a little bit under. But in that TikTok, um, it was just really sad, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's strange how you can take a question. They could be the simplest of questions and turn it into like a whole scenario.
Right.
These people are watching our video and they're asked, I think we had like a, what was it, 5 to 7 questions or something.
Yeah.
And they just skewed every single question.
Yeah, and
Realistically.
our TikTok started with who is most likely to snoop through your phone?
Right.
And I think that's what hooked
That's the main
hooked people.
the main issue with everyone is the snooping question.
Yeah. And so Naomi pointed to Anne. And so
Valid. Very valid.
well, I will say, like, honestly, like, it's not that I don't snoop because I do. But I think I don't know
Well,
why.
let's go back to like us as parents and what we set as boundaries and what we set as rules and what happened, you know, 6 years ago versus what's happening today,
Yeah.
right? Because our kids didn't get phones till they were 12. And it started one by one because they don't turn 12 at the same time. It was our first time with kids having cell phones. So our rules 6 or 7 years ago with our cell phones were we got to look at them whenever we wanted.
Mhm.
As a parent, when you have a 12-year-old with social media and the internet at your fingertips,
Yeah, it's important.
you 100% get to go through your child's phone.
Mhm. Yeah.
And, you know, I don't look at these kids like they're my step kids. They
Mm.
are my children. I have the same rules for them that I have for Cadence, that you have for Julian Hunter,
Yeah.
that they all 7 have the exact same rules.
Right. And we are 50-50 custody.
Right. Week here, week there. We do co-parenting the exact same way.
Yeah.
We have the same exact rules on cell phones. Our rules have adjusted over the last 8 years or 7 years since cell phones started. But prior to, what we knew about cell phones and parenting and putting, apps on kids' phones to like help out with stuff and time limits and
Yeah.
everything, we had rules as parents that if you felt necessary to look through a child's phone, you had full rights to do
Yep.
so.
Well, and it's scary, right? Because I mean, there's so many things out there, and even like like you said, 6 to 8 years ago,
Right.
when we started, 6 years ago with Soraya, when we started, there weren't as many apps as there is
No.
now. It
Well,
wasn't
she
as
also wasn't allowed to have the apps that the other kids have
yeah,
also. Like,
yeah,
we were way more strict on the first child because we didn't know what we were doing.
and we
We
were
were learning
terrified,
and
right?
terrified because,
Terrified.
I mean, you literally could look up a cupcake and naked women show up.
Yeah.
That happened to one of our children.
Yep.
So, as parents, you have to be diligent to make sure your child's safe.
Yeah.
We've had men on um, Instagram text um, what is it?
Message.
Private message
Yeah.
one of our children acting as if they were a teenage boy,
Yeah.
and we found out it was a grown man.
Yeah.
So, yes, as parents, 100%, we will snoop through our
Yep.
child's phone if we feel
I
necessary.
agree.
And if you're not doing that, you probably
You
should because your
should.
child's probably not doing what they should be
I
doing.
agree. And there's certain things like obviously to talk to your kid about when you
Right.
find things, but there are things and in this TikTok, like Naomi pointed at Anne, but it was more because I feel like Anne is just like she is the parent that not necessarily that I'm not, but like I'm more
Y
trusting.
You're a little bit more lenient in ways that aren't necessarily rule lenient.
I
You
don't
have the same
well,
rules as
you
me,
watch all the crime shows.
but I have a
You know what I
different
mean?
well, and I also if and to be fair, she has had times when she has had moments where she has gone through the
Yeah,
kids' phones.
I have.
I don't, on a normal basis,
No.
go through the kids' phones.
No.
I do it if something comes up,
Mhm.
like if a child lies and says they're talking to someone else and I can tell they're lying to me,
Mhm.
I'm going to look through their phone.
Mhm.
They know that I'm going to look through their phone.
Yeah.
So,
It's just a very skewed
but it
perspective.
also goes for every parent. Dylan
Mhm.
has looked through the kids' phones.
Yep.
You have looked through the kids' phones. Luce has looked through the kids' phone.
Yep.
It's not a daily situation that we're all
No.
sitting there and I'm just walking around
You're like,
snooping through
"Where's your phone?"
everyone's
No.
phones.
No, it's true, and bedrooms too, like, I go through bedrooms,
See, and I actually don't do that.
Really?
I think you do the bedroom thing way more.
Oh, yeah. But
But
I
I feel
just
like
don't
I'm
say
if
anything
I'm
so
gonna
they don't
find it, it's
know.
gonna be on their cell phone.
Yeah, that's true. No, I do snoop, and I think, because 'cause I'll go in there and I just, like I get curious, but I there are things I do bring up, and then there are things that I'm just like, "Whatever."
Yeah.
But it was a very quick question. Naomi didn't even know the questions when these
Yeah.
were gonna be asked, and
She answered correctly, though.
yeah,
She was
yeah,
correct.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, and it's again, because I don't
It's
I don't
not what
know.
the question wasn't who's not going through your phone.
Yeah, it's
The question is who's more likely to.
yep.
I am more likely to go through the cell phone.
Yeah, and it's not just like a bonus parent thing, like, even people who have a normal relationship,
Right.
one parent is going to do that more than the other parent,
Oh,
you
100%.
know? But I think because she's the bonus parent in this situation, she was targeted for that, when in reality, we should all be doing that. We should
Right.
all be snooping, because she in reality, she should have probably
And I
pointed
mean,
at both of
maybe
us.
that word when we say snoop through
Snooping.
your phone, because I'm not sitting there, none of us are sitting there just looking for no reason.
Right,
I don't think I've ever just picked up a phone for no reason.
right.
Like
It's just a feeling.
there's either somebody lied to me and I got to figure out what they're lying about. There's either like Zoe's situation with the Instagram. I
Mhm.
went through her Instagram messages to see if there was any other ones.
Yeah.
Like it's just situations that, as parents, when something arises and comes up, you have to do your part and make sure your child is safe.
Right.
And that is the reasoning.
Yeah.
The reasoning isn't to
Get her in
be
trouble
well, not
or
only that, it's not to be in their business. It's not to do anything along those lines. It's not like I'm trying to like break a boundary. I'm actually trying to make sure they're not getting into something that's really not good for them.
yep. I agree, and because we do share 50-50, like, they are with her 50% of the time.
Well, and I've been their step parent for 12 years.
Yeah. I mean, Naomi's 15, so, like, she was 3 years old.
She doesn't even know me not being here.
No. She doesn't know the difference
So,
between yeah, yeah, and it just it was really, like, for me personally, like, I it's sad how judgmental people are from a 30-second, 40-second TikTok video. And they
right.
just all automatically like for me, it for the majority of our video, like, oh yeah, mom's great, mom's chill, mom's that. But then because she is the bonus parent, she was targeted. When in reality, like she's mom 50% of the time, just like I'm mom 50% of the time. Yes, I gave birth to them, but I am not
Thank you
mom.
for that, by the way.
Yeah, I am not mom 100%. Like, I'm not, because 'cause I'm not in their lives 100%, right?
I would say we're both moms 80% of the time.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
both get 80% because we
yeah,
do a lot of stuff that is not on our time.
that's true.
And
Yeah,
maybe even 90%,
yeah, I agree.
realistically.
We pick up each other's slack whenever she
Or
can't, I do it,
or we're
whatever.
together.
Yeah, we're doing it together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
No, it is a lot, and I think also, like, I think it's so excuse my language, but I think it's so fucked up that
beep.
I had to say it because, like, that's how I feel about it. It's not just
Yeah,
messed up. I feel like it's fucked up, you know? That they're like, "Oh, well, she doesn't have the rights. She doesn't have the right." And I'm like, "Okay, so you want her to as bio moms, we're expecting bonus moms to care for our children, take them to school, pick them up, buy them clothes, buy them groceries, make sure dinner's ready, make sure the teeth are brushed at night, all those small little things, but we
but I can't
expect
go through a cell
but
phone
you can't go through a cell phone. You're not allowed to
even
discipline
though we
them,
pay for it,
right?
like
Yeah, you're not allowed to discipline. Like, okay, so it's not just give, give, give. It has to be give and take. If you want her to treat your children like they're her own, you have to give her some the free reins to raise them as if they are her own,
right, and
right?
to be fair, as a step parent, if you as a bio mom had issues with any of those
Yeah,
parenting things, she would come to me and she would talk to me about it
yeah,
and we would work on that.
yeah,
That's how we've done everything for the last 10 plus years.
yeah,
So, if I knew she was not okay with me going through a kid's cell phone, I would let the dad do it. I would say, "Hey, I don't feel good about this. Can you go through her phone?" But that's not the situation that we are in. We
right.
are in a situation where no matter which parent has the inkling, they 100% are allowed to go through a child's cell phone,
Yeah,
go through a child's room, discipline a child, ground a child. Any of those situations, depending on which parent catches them or which parent has the feeling or which parent found out something from someone else. doesn't matter which parent, we are all equal
Right.
parents.
Yeah, and it's not like I feel like you you know, how do I explain this? Like I feel like you need to be able to have that authority because if not, these kids don't have respect for
Right.
bonus parents. They don't. And so if they're not being disciplined by bonus parents, they're not going to have respect for them. They're not going to treat them as if they are their parents.
Right.
And so we have to remember, like, as bio moms and dads, that we can't expect just bonus parents to just step in like bare minimal. It needs to be, I mean, for us
For
anyway,
us,
for
yeah.
us. For me, it works
And
because,
discipline is different for every household.
yeah,
So,
yeah, I agree. Like boundaries are set for every household,
yeah.
they're different. But for us, it's just important that we both have that free reign to be able to call our kids out when they need to be called out. And I've even told her, like, dude, I'm so glad you caught that because
Yeah.
I would have never found that. Or
Well, sometimes it happens over here or sometimes it happens at
yeah,
your house. I'm not there to be over there to get mad at someone. Even if Cadence was at your house and she was doing something wrong, I would trust that you would handle it.
right. Yeah,
Like,
because it just has to be in order
right,
to keep the kids safe 100% of the
right.
time.
I
We
need to trust that you're going to make sure she's not doing something wrong at your
right,
house
exactly.
because I'm not
Exactly.
there to watch her.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Exactly. So it's the same thing. Like you just have to understand that they're going to have the authority that you have. It's just like when you adopt a child, it's the
right,
same thing. Like when you adopt a child, it doesn't come with boundaries like saying, "Hey, well, you're allowed to feed my kid, clothe my kid, and care for my kid, but you're not allowed to discipline my kid." Like it
right.
doesn't come that way. And
No,
it's kind of the same thing as a bonus parent. You are adopting those children.
right,
Should be the same rules. Should have the free reign to do what you think is right in your house to for them to follow your rules.
right. With your household boundaries set as a
Yes.
family.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So it was really sad to see that. And as we're trying to put together this podcast, um, our goal is to bring light, positivity, encouragement, help for people who don't have a healthy co parenting relationship. So it's really sad to see how negative the world is
Right.
and how
Over
skewed.
over literally a 15-second thing.
Yeah.
Like if that.
Yeah.
So
So
it is pretty crazy.
we had to like,
So that's kind of what today is going to be about. We're going to kind of talk about some of the comments made. We're going to talk about some of the issues that came around. We're going to talk about all of that. We're going to do everything, kind of go over some comments that were made and how we feel and our opinions on them,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then kind of go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So the main thing in our TikTok was stepmom looking through phone, overstepping boundaries,
Yeah.
right? And I was just like, out of everything that we posted, you caught just that. That was the
Right.
target,
Yeah.
like
Well, and again, like you said earlier, the stepmom is always known for, we have bad, background
like the sleeping
connotation about
beauty.
it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the evil stepmother or
Uh-huh.
whatever the case may be. But like if you're a good human being and you actually care and love about the children, like
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with you actually being a real parent because
Right.
you are a real parent.
Right.
I am a real parent.
Right.
100% a real parent. I do everything that she does at my house and vice versa.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like it
I've earned it.
right? She's earned it. She's earned the medal. No, but like and in reality, like it's also for me like just because, like I said, I the only difference between Anne and I is the fact that I have stretch marks and she doesn't from the being pregnant. That's literally
Thank you.
that's literally the only difference because in reality, like her dad, the girls spend more time with you than they do with their dad because their
Oh yeah,
dad
because he
works.
works. So
Yeah, and the same at my house. Like the girls spend more time with me because my husband Dylan works.
right.
So it's the different roles in the household, but it is sad how bonus parents, step parents are targeted because of that negative stereotype behind
Well, and that's the
that.
one thing that we want to like get across. Well, one of the many things as the podcast and TikToks continue, because we're not going to stop,
Mhm.
is that we are 100% trying to show to you guys that this is real. This is a real relationship. We
Yeah.
actually truly love and care about each other and respect each other and have a great co-parenting relationship.
Right. And respect, like
Respect for
respect
sure.
and like what you said, I actually put out a message on Facebook about what their struggles are with
Yeah,
co-parenting. I had a friend comment that being a helicopter mom, and I asked her, "Well, what does that mean?" And she said, "Well, it just means they're trying." I'm like, "It doesn't mean they're trying to like the bio mom's trying to control what happens at your house." And she
right.
said, "Yes." And so then I didn't respond to it, but I in my head I'm like, "Okay, I there has been times where I'm like, well, that's a little bit over the top. I wouldn't do that in my household, but it's her house, you know? Like her rules, her house. This is what she wants to do in her house. Same with me. There's things where maybe
Well,
I
and
think
nothing's like
no.
crazy.
No,
Yeah,
just different a little bit of differences, you know what I mean? But it's because we're different human beings. We're
right,
different women.
right,
We have different we grew up a little bit different.
right.
Our cultures are different, you know? So that plays a huge role as well, you
Right.
know? But I do want to say like as a bio mom, it is important that we respect the stepmom or the bonus mom in their house and in their space. And whether you agree with it or not, like you need to have that respect to know that that's how they run their household and that they are doing what's in the best interest of the kids.
As long as that's the case.
Right.
There might be cases where the bonus mom is not,
Batshit crazy.
yes, that is not doing what she should be doing. And in that case, that's a whole nother topic.
Right.
But in this case, that is not happening.
No. Right.
So we just want to like put out there that you need to respect people as long as you're also being
Right.
respected.
And communication, right? So like
Communication.
if the girls come to me, for my friend out there, the girls came to me and said, "Mom, this and this and this is happening at dad's house." You know, Anne is
That happens all the time.
right, but
It does.
if they come to me and say something like that, like, if you can have a cordial relationship
Yes.
with bonus mom, you can go to her and say,
Yep.
"Hey, you know what? The girls are feeling or the kid is feeling this way.
Right.
You know, I don't know how you feel about it, but maybe talk to them about it.
Right.
Try to sort through it. Try to figure it out, you know?"
Right.
But when they don't communicate because they hate each other,
Right.
of course it's gonna fuel bio mom's, like, feelings.
Well, and then the kids are gonna know
Play.
that, and they're gonna play both sides. They're gonna go to you and exaggerate everything that happened, or go to me and
Mhm.
exaggerate everything that happened, and
They're only gonna tell you what you wanna hear.
yeah.
Kids will tell you, "We love your house so much more." And then they go to their dad's house and they
We
say
love your house so much
yeah,
more
they're
all the
just
time.
they're parent pleasers
Yep.
in reality when they're especially when they're younger. As
Yeah.
they get older, they become teenagers, and we already know how that is.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, like, they are parent pleasers, and
Yeah.
they
Think
want you to feel good.
yeah, they want you to feel like you're the favorite one.
Right, right, and they will
They all tell me I'm the
make up
favorite.
make up
Just
probably,
no, I'm just
but they
kidding.
will
You were supposed to say they tell me the same
oh,
thing.
they tell me the same thing. I totally missed that. But yeah, the kids will tell you those
They do,
things
yeah.
and they will play you and then they'll tell you this happened at I mean, we've heard it from other
Yep.
co-parents that we've
Yep.
have friendships with and, you know. So just remember that. So if you guys can talk to each other and just be cordial. You don't have to be best friends. You don't have to be freaking whatever. As long as you're cordial and you can
Right.
talk to each
Just
other.
always remember the kids come first.
Yeah, and communicate with each
Put your
other.
feelings aside, the kids come first.
Yeah.
You don't need to be besties,
Yeah,
but it is nice.
it is. And then like I was thinking we could talk about like also the differences in our TikTok. We put out another one
Oh, with the
with the
guys.
guys and Zoe. And that one was like cuz she pointed to her dad being the strict one, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, dad's doing his job. He get, you know, stepdad, yeah, dad's holding it down." And stepdad is just can actually be bonus dad and be the fun dad. And I'm like, okay, okay, how is it possible that because in our video, Anne was put as the
Yeah.
strict parent and then I was loved and everything. Why like there was maybe a couple comments that were like, well, at least bonus mom is doing her job.
Yeah.
You know, because and then they made it look like I'm just like,
Don't
eh,
care,
whatever,
which
do
is
what
not
you
the case.
it's not the case.
Yeah.
But you in the guys video, Dylan was very targeted.
Yes.
And then in the girls
I
video,
was.
you were
Yeah.
targeted. And I'm just like, why does it have to be viewed like that? Like, yeah, dad, you're strict as hell. Woo woo.
Woo woo.
But on this side, me and you are both
Why do you think I'm
moms.
strict?
I
You
don't know.
think I made up all these rules on my own?
Right.
We did it
We did
together.
it together. And the rules apply to both of us. The rules are the same.
Yep.
So it's just
The only couple things that we vary on is sometimes maybe coming home a little later or a shirt that somebody's wearing. Like, those are small, simple things that we disagree on or have slightly different rules,
Yeah.
but on the main real life
Yeah,
rules, they
they're
are
all the
all the
same.
same.
They're all the same. The core rules are exactly the same.
So, technically, we're both strict,
Yeah, but and it's
which
just
I actually think we're not. I just think our kids portray us to be strict because they
yeah.
would like to have
Do
more
whatever they
leeway,
want.
do
Yeah,
whatever they
yeah.
want.
And it just for me it was sad and I was just like, well, okay, maybe Zoe feels like, you know, this way about whatever and it just to me it just made no sense. I don't understand why bonus parents were targeted in both videos
We have
like
a
that.
bad rap, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know. And well, and they just expect that just because they had a bad step parent or whatever that
Or
they're
they
that
are a
all
bad
or they're
step-parent.
all the same, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they probably think you guys are
Yeah.
all the same, which is not the case.
Well, and I will say there are some step-parents who aren't involved or who take a back seat to the other parent, but I don't have that luxury.
Right.
I never had the luxury to step back because I've had to be home with the kids for 12 years.
Right.
I've stayed home. I've been the
Mhm.
stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, and let's be real, like she could have said, "You know what? Luciano, yeah, these are I love the kids, but they're not my kids. They're
Yeah.
Anna's kids. And I'm going to go get a job
Yeah.
and I'm going to chase my career, you know what I mean? And just have Anna pick them up, drop them off, like or whatever. I'm going to do what I need to do. But no, she chose to stay home, to be a stay-at-home mom because she knows and the four of us knew that is important for our kids in our situation to have a stay-at-home mom. And the guys have pulled their weight as far as finances go to be able to provide that for us so that
Right.
we are both there for the kids.
Right.
So that in itself showed me like she made a sacrifice just like I did, of not really chasing. We're not just lazy stay-at-home moms, just so you guys know. Like we both have
I
things going on to
wish.
make money. We do it on the side hustle. She's a realtor. I do a bunch of different things out of my house. I mean, all
She's
kinds.
like a many hats.
Yeah, I have a lot of
Jack
different
of all
I
trades.
do a lot of different things. But we've always she gave that up. She didn't chase a career because she knew that was important to be a mom full time to my kids, my biological kids, but her kids too.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's weird, like, whenever we talk about children and kids and stepkids, like, I don't ever refer to them as my stepkids.
right.
They're just my kids.
Right. And I've even told Dylan, like, there's been times where I'll say, "My kids," and he's like, "Wait, now they're your kids? No, those are my kids too." Like, me and him have bickered
Yeah.
about it because I'll say, "Those, you can't have this. Oh, you can't say that to her because those are my kids." Like in the
Ooh,
very
that would
beginning,
piss me off.
that was the beginning of our marriage.
I'm on Dylan's side.
No, in the beginning of our marriage, like that's how I
Yeah.
kind of was, where I would like because I didn't want the kids to hate him
Yeah.
for being a disciplined parent to
Well, and
discipline them.
sometimes it's hard as, like, the stepdad because 'cause you're not home. Sometimes you feel like if the kid's, like, being disrespectful to the mom or something, like, you kinda have to, like, kinda put your foot down, and so sometimes they do become just like the bad guy,
Right. Yeah, because
the
they
enforcer, yeah.
yeah, the enforcer, and it's true, like, Dylan is my enforcer, primarily,
But he is with all of the kids,
yeah,
not just the 4.
no.
Like, he does it also with the other 2.
Yeah, he does, like, even with Julie and Hunter, like,
Yeah,
if they wanna have a sleepover or do this or that, he'll be like, "Go ask your mom. It's up to your mom," and it has to do with the fact that I know our schedule, I know what our
right.
calendar looks like, I'm the one that organizes everything.
Well, and most likely you're gonna be the one having to pick them up the
Take
next day,
them yep.
take them, so
Mhm.
he needs to make sure that that's fine.
Yep, yep, and so, like, it's the same role for all of us, but in Anne's situation, because she is the mom at her house when she's home, she has a different relationship than I would say with Dylan with the kids. Just not like
I don't think the
negative.
relationship is different, I just think that I have different roles.
Right.
I have to do all of the sports taking, I have to do all the meal cooking, I have to do making sure everyone's rooms are kept up and
Right.
doing all of those things because I'm home all day. So
Mhm.
I know what isn't done or what needs to be done. And, Luce is at work. Sometimes he doesn't come home till 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just kind of depends on his work schedule. It's very all over the place.
Right.
So I take the kids to school. I do what I need to do at home. I go pick the kids back up. I take them to sports. I'm with them driving around all day. It just
Mhm.
is what it is.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different situation, a different role, you
Yeah, and
know?
Dylan is the same way. He doesn't get home till 7
Yeah.
sometimes or whatever the case may be. So,
It's just
it's
different.
just different.
It's a different, just a different different relationship because of that. Just like moms and dads have different relationships with their kids, that's how bonus parents are. They have different relationships with their kids
Right.
because female and male, mom and dad, you
Right.
know? So, but it is sad how it's just like, "Oh, well, since you didn't give birth, you don't have any rights." I'm like, "No, that's crap. These guys need to have, full access."
Well, actually, can we take this off the table? I'm not gonna do anything anymore, and you could just do it all.
Oh my gosh. No, no, seriously, like even today, like it's technically like Ann said, it's my week with Naomi and Zoe. Katarina just stays with her dad right now because of other issues, but
It's her work is really close and
it's
stuff.
close to it just makes more sense for her to like primarily live with her dad right now and Ann. But it's my week, but because I had that flooding in my house, I was like, "Hey, Ann, like Naomi needs to stay at her house until we can get the carpet laid back down and everything." And it works out, but even today, like, she took Naomi to the orthodontist, and she dealt with it, and she was like, "Hey, I think we should go with this route." She talked to me about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I'm glad you took care of it." It's a team effort, but people just literally bring negativity to it
Right.
because I'm bio mom and she's bonus mom. Like, no, we're both doing the same thing, the
We're
same.
just moms.
Yeah,
Like, get rid of the step, get rid of the bonus, get rid of everything.
yeah.
We're just
We're
moms
just moms trying to
doing our
raise
job.
kids, raise decent human beings,
Yeah,
right? Together because the world is so screwed up as it is.
for real.
So
Sadly.
I think that's the difference, but
Yeah,
it was just
I
kind of
agree.
eye opening to see like
Yeah.
the way you guys were targeted. And I'm like, man, that's such crap.
I'm
Um,
also uglier according to, you know, TikTok. So, I'm
Whatever.
gonna start putting more makeup on and stuff.
We need to start using some filters. I don't know.
And put the little bunny ears on.
Right? Oh, okay. Let's talk about how everyone said we look like twins.
Oh my gosh, why?
I don't know because we have dark hair.
I don't see it. Like, I'm so different.
Yeah, we're so different.
So different.
Like our personalities are very
We're
similar.
very fun and bubbly people,
Yeah.
but like we don't look nothing alike, guys.
No, I'm Hispanic, full blown
I am
Hispanic.
whiter than white.
Right, she
I
just
mean, I
got
have
dark
a
hair.
little bit of Portuguese, but I'm pretty white.
Yeah, yeah. But
So,
everyone was like, "Oh, they look like sisters."
dad has a type,
Oh my
is what they
gosh.
were kept
Yeah. When
saying.
I'm like, "What do you mean type? A 30-year-old type? Like 35-year-old women type?" Like I don't know what you mean by that, like a type. Well,
I
we
don't
both
know.
are from Utah. Luckily, Utah has
California.
outgrown or I mean, we live in Utah, yeah,
Yeah.
California. But luckily Utah
No
has
bumps.
outgrown the
The
bump
bumps.
thing
No
cuz
bumps
we don't
here.
have no bumps,
I never did the bump.
If you don't know about that, you need to look it up.
Utah bump.
Utah bump because it was literally a thing. They would just
Huge thing.
like frizz their hair up
Some
and it
people
was
still
like
do it.
yeah.
You should
So
not do it.
but yeah, I thought that was funny, and they were just like, "Yeah, they look so much alike." I was just like, "What?"
Yeah,
And
that is really
the
funny.
the funniest comment was when Dad is at his in laws' house and walks across the hall and gets the
With the sister or
sister or
whatever.
something. I was just like, "Oh my gosh, are you guys kidding me? We're
We're
so
so
different."
different looking.
Yeah, we
Not
are.
even
And you
funny.
have like green eyes. Mine are like black.
Yeah,
I get my eyelashes done.
I
She
don't.
doesn't. Like I just
I have like a more up nose. Yours is a little bit more down.
yeah. We
Your
look
eyebrows are way better.
whatever.
My eyebrows are terrible.
You got awesome eyebrows. No, but
Thanks.
it was just funny. Like
It
I was
was
just like,
funny.
"What?" Like we are so different. Completely different. Built different.
Yeah,
Are
it's
just
just
everything's
we're
different.
not. We
But
do
it
not look like twins.
no, but it was funny. I was just like, "What?"
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Um and then oh my gosh. And then some of the
This is a very
comments.
awkward comment that we saw.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't even see it. My oldest daughter told us about it.
Yeah, she's the one that's been filtering the comments because we at first they were just for free reign, people
Yeah,
would comment, and then they got so out of control
they
and
were started to be disgusting.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, that one was rough. In the boys' comment, we just want to bring light to like how skewed social media is and how
how
just
wrong people
wrong,
can be.
disgusting, and
Yes.
closed-minded people can be. In the guys' TikTok, somebody said, "I'd like to see them on Bra
Brazzer?
Brazzer."
Brazzer?
We had no idea what that
I don't know
was.
what that is. Never heard of it till today.
No, I guess it's like some type of link or something website that's connected to Pornhub, and we were like, "What?"
Yeah, some sort of porn videos of some sort. But they were referring to the 3 people in the video, and they wanted to see them on Brazzer. That's what the comment was. "We wanna see those 3 on Brazzer." Well, what people aren't realizing or thinking because they're disgusting is the fact that it was 2 grown men and a 13-year-old girl in this video.
Our daughter.
Our daughter.
Their
Their
daughter.
daughter. And they are making comments like, "I wanna see these 3 on Brazzer."
Mhm.
Um, do not post that on our site.
Yeah.
Do not comment that on our stuff. Do not do anything of disgust towards my children ever.
It
That is
was
disgusting.
it was
She is a
disturbing.
minor.
Yeah, not in disturbing, disgusting.
It's terrible.
It makes me, like, question what we're doing with this podcast sometimes.
No,
Just
we're doing what we should be doing.
right.
People are out there sitting on their couches and being
Being trolls.
disgusting human beings for no reason.
Mhm.
Literally for no reason. There was nothing in that video that went towards anything along the lines of porn or nastiness or sex or anything along those lines, and if you wanna make comments like that about my kids again, that's not gonna be okay.
No, and we like, now we're filtering comments and stuff because
We did report that person
yeah, we did.
also.
Because it's just like, we are just trying to do our job of just bringing light to the situation, and people are just so disgusting, and it
It's just
makes me sad
unacceptable
for
as a
the
human
world.
being to make comments like that about
Yeah.
anyone, let alone a family who loves and cares about each other.
Yeah, yeah, and there was just like, oh, and they also talked about, like, how we were gonna be, like, hurt based off of the kids' like, responses.
Yeah,
There
we
was a
don't care.
comment, like I'm like, "I don't care. My kid could say this, could
Every
say that."
single kid behind us is going to say something different.
Yeah. They all have different, personalities,
Yep,
and they
we
mesh
we
differently.
also have different relationships with each kids at different times in their lives,
Yeah,
and things change. So,
yeah. It was just that was just disturbing,
disturbing.
super disturbing.
Yes.
Eh
Another disturbing comment
yeah.
was the Dylan comment
Yeah, that he was racist.
because he's white,
And his haircut.
basically.
And because his
His
haircut is a
haircut.
certain way, a little bit of Dylan, he is very he is military. It's stamped on his forehead. Unfortunately, this guy, everywhere we
Yes.
go, like, he's very proud American. He loves his country, and he just gives off that vibe, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's who he is. But the fact that they were calling him racist, I'm like,
Because of a haircut and the
because
color of his
of
skin.
his skin.
Like, that's just weird.
Right.
He's the furthest thing from racist.
Yeah, like, he's hello, married to a Hispanic girl, like,
Right.
white woman, girl. I'm not 12 anymore.
I'm not a girl.
But I'm just like, how can you sit there and say that? And that's why the world is the way that it is, and
You cannot make a comment about someone you do not know that is that, um, just morally wrong because right now in the world, there is so much hatred towards stuff like that, and it's just not okay to put blame on someone when they did nothing to deserve it.
right, right. Just try to be a decent human and try to, be a decent dad to these girls
Yes.
and to all of our kids, and for them to portray him like that or say things like, "He has to be a cop." Okay, well, whether he's a cop or not,
What does it
what
matter?
does it matter?
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I
he's
mean?
providing for his family, that would be his job.
Yeah. There
Like,
has to be people who are cops.
it
Like,
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your job is. Cops, military, sales,
doesn't matter.
anything. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Your job is your job, and that's your job to take care of your family.
Right. And
It doesn't
not
matter what it is.
mhm. And not just put this automatic, like, stereotype, and that's why like I said, the world is so skewed up,
Yeah.
you know?
So we just want to kind of point that stuff out just along the lines of like what we're here for is positivity, not negativity. So if you don't want to say nice things or whatever, you don't need to be following us. You don't need to
Mm-mm.
watch our podcasts, TikToks, YouTubes. You don't need to. We don't care.
Yeah.
We love each other. We know who we are, and we are not those people.
No.
So
No, and we want people to get something positive out of this.
yeah,
Be positive humans, but if you're not going to do that for us, or not even for us, for yourself, um, just leave us alone, right?
right.
Basically, because it was just sad.
Nobody needs that.
No.
No, we live in a world that has so much hate as it is. The last thing we wanna do is have people who are bored and wanna write hateful things for no reason on our
And it's
page.
easy to hide behind a computer, right? Like,
Easy.
it's so easy to just be a troll online
Yeah.
and be say hurtful things to people, And it's okay to post your opinion, or I would never do that. I could never do
Well,
that. That's totally fine.
I'm totally fine hearing someone's opinion, but when you're just making hateful comments or disgusting comments for literally no reason,
Mhm.
that's when it's just like, why?
And remember, our kids are going to see these videos.
Right.
They are a part of us. They are a part of our videos. They are a part of our whole journey with co-parenting.
Right.
And
Well, we couldn't be co-parents without them.
no, right. And honestly, like it was even for our older daughter, she was like, "Mom, they're saying this about you and saying that about you and they're saying this about Anne." Like it hurt her feelings.
Yeah, she was very hurt by it.
Yeah, because she's like, "That's not how our family is. Our
Yeah.
family's not like that. And we're the most like open, accepting people like of other cultures and other people's race and everything. We don't judge anybody based off of what their skin color is or who they are or where their
Yeah.
sexual orientation is or any of that. Like we find we
We
we accept everybody.
Yep.
Whether you're black, white, whatever, Italian, we don't care, you know? But it was hard even for our kids. They were like, "How could they say that? Like, why would they say that about you and or us or whatever?" And I'm like, "I'm not surprised because of when my hair caught on
Yeah.
fire and that video went viral, there was so many bad
Yeah.
comments, like so many." And I was just like, I kind of laughed them off, but at the same time it's like, "Man, you really took that time out of your day to be hateful?"
Right.
Wow.
Over something that we just thought was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like,
I didn't think it was
it
funny.
was pretty funny.
My hair caught on fire, guys,
It
like,
was
legit.
pretty
It
funny.
was it was
We
terrifying.
kept playing, like, all these fire songs afterwards. It was so funny.
It was
This girl
and
is
until
on
this day, our family is,
fire.
like, very, like, "Hey, watch your hair with the
No, no, no,
candles."
no. You are very much like, "Hold your hair back, honey."
Yeah, it was terrifying. Can you imagine if my whole head would've went on fire?
Yeah.
I
I
would've
mean,
been
luckily it wasn't, like, it didn't end up being terrible, but,
no, yeah.
I mean, in the moment, we were all terrified,
Yeah, and
but
be
afterwards, it was funny.
it was really funny. After I watched the video and stuff, I was just like, "I cannot believe that happened to me," but it
We
was a
have to,
split
like, hold
second.
all the kids back when we do cake now.
Yeah, it's and I yeah, we have to just because it's brought awareness, right?
Yeah.
Whatever
It
to
really did just randomly happen.
yeah,
Just whoop,
yeah,
went up.
yeah. And telling me the last thing I needed was cake. Well, thanks guys because I lost weight. Okay, I'm just kidding.
I eat cake.
No,
I
but
like
like
cake.
it was just bad or like the fact.
It's just unnecessary.
Yeah,
Just don't tell me I don't need to eat cake. If I wanna eat cake, I'm gonna eat cake. I don't
right,
need you to tell
right.
me if I can eat cake or
Or
not.
yeah, they're like she's 35. She looks haggard. I was like, seriously?
Rude.
I was like, whatever. That's fine. I had 6 kids. I'm haggard because I had 6 kids and they drive
We
me
are
nuts every day.
tired, guys. We're tired. We're
Today.
tired.
Yeah, we are.
So,
Yeah, so other than that, like we just did this podcast this week just to bring a
awareness.
awareness to, online bullying and trying to just remember to be kind to people, be supportive. We want to create a world that is supportive and that is kind and that does support everybody, right? That's what the whole movement has been for the last like I don't know 10 years of
Yeah.
just bringing light to things that people don't talk about. And so that's what we chose to talk about this week,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know, what do you think, Ann? And
I just as closing just wanna, like, also say, like, we just want to let everyone know that our story doesn't it's not the same as everybody else's. It's not ever going to be the same as anyone else's. All co-parents are going to be different, but the basis of your co-parenting relationship needs to be the kids. And you
yeah,
need to be respectful of the other parent,
yeah.
no matter what the case is.
Hmm.
You don't have to love each other. You don't even have to like each other, but you need to be there for the kids no matter what.
Right.
So, whatever the case may be, whatever your situation may be, just remember co-parenting can be easy.
Yeah, it can be nice and it takes a tribe, it really does. And if everybody just has that focus, and we always say that's always in I
Yeah.
think in each one of our
Yeah.
podcasts, it's been just focus on the kids. If you focus on their well-being, then everything else will just fall into place. But yeah, I agree with you, Anne.
Yeah. So that's basically our podcast for this week.
It was kind of boring. I mean, not boring, but like we weren't like ha ha ha. There was no
Well,
laughing.
I mean, it's kind of annoying that we have to like put up with these online people,
Hmm.
and we were going to talk about living together,
Yeah, that was
but we
fun.
might do that next week.
Yeah, we'll have to put that out there and then just get comments on what you guys think. W
Comments, questions, ideas, topics. We
Yeah.
are open to all of those things.
Yeah.
Or we also really want to have a couple people on here that have horror stories. So, just like what you have gone through or what you are currently going through, we would love to like bring to light and maybe give slight advice, which we are not professionals, but we've been through a lot and we've had toxic situations and we've had great situations
Mhm.
that we've made it through. So, kind of been there, done that.
Yeah.
So if you need help or questions, or if you just want to come and share your story, like please reach out to us as well.
Yeah, yeah, we would love to have other people on here, and whether it's horror or successful parenting,
Yeah,
whatever, a small milestone, like we would love to have people to kind of spread that and just spread positivity
right.
over co-parenting. So
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, well, all right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Follow us on TikTok and YouTube and iTunes and Spotify.
Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, we're on there too. We're all over the place. But yeah, if, like we said, if there's anything else, let us know. If not, it was nice talking to you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for listening. This is 247.
2 moms, 4 shared, 7 total.
Bye.
Bye.